Hey, what's up guys? This is Ray Just bringing you another Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 gameplay here. I'm going to be playing some Demolition on Lockdown today. And the main reason I made this video is I wanted to talk about the patch that came out on January 24th. I know a lot of y'all have already heard from places like Woody's Gamertag about the changes to the shotgun, but I hadn't seen any videos yet that kind of went into detail about what Infinity Ward changed about the shotguns yet. So I figured I'd just make a short little video here of me using the new USAS on some Demolition. And first thing I wanted to say, if you haven't heard or seen anywhere else, that before this patch, the shotguns gained an extra buff from extended mags besides just getting extra ammo. They actually gained 50% more pellets. So like the gun I'm using right now, the USAS, before the patch shot 6 pellets without extended mags, and it shot 9 pellets if you put extended mags on it. So what you were doing essentially is adding 50% more damage to your shotgun just by running an attachment, which with either range or damage is why the striker has been so powerful before this. Was you get that semi-auto fire with really no cap on how fast you can fire it on the spaz, with the extra 50% pellets and a damage or range proficiency on it. You're basically one-shotting people from a distance that a shotgun shouldn't be able to, at least in Call of Duty. But not only did they remove that glitch, they actually impressed me by doing what they should have done from the beginning. They buffed the USAS, they buffed the KSG-12, they also buffed the SPAS and the models. Sadly though, they have not buffed the AA-12, and the striker remains the same as it was before, but no longer has the ability to get that extended mags buff, which was making it so powerful before the patch. The specific way they buffed the KSG-12 and the USAS was they took the normal 6 pellets and increased it to 9, so now running a KSG-12 or a USAS is exactly as it would be running extended mags, damage-wise, as it was before the patch. So this makes it a little bit more fair. You don't have to run the KSG-12 or the KSG-12 or the USAS all the way up to, I believe it was level 27 or 28 to get the extended mags to be able to actually use the gun. Because without that pellet buff, these guns are almost impossible to use. The USAS is okay because it has a faster fire rate, but the KSG-12 with that pump action is just so slow before this patch. Without extended mags, you almost couldn't use it at all. But on the models and the SPAS, they did not give it a pellet increase buff, but they did increase the damage done by each pellet. From reports, it seems to be it's about the same as it was running the extended mags, so probably somewhere around a 40% buff. I don't have any stats from before the patch on the exact pellet damage, so I don't know how to truly test and find out how much of a damage change they've actually done. But those guns still fire the same number of pellets as they did before. I've tested the pellet counts on all the guns. Another change that's been out there, or happened on January 24th, was before there was a colorblind assist, and I'm sure y'all have seen this on Woody Gamertag's channel on one of his quick tips, was if you run colorblind assist that enemy stealth bombers would actually show up on your map, on your mini-map when they were coming in. They've actually fixed that, so if you're running colorblind assist only for that stealth bomber, seeing the stealth bomber come in, you can go ahead and turn that off because sadly it no longer works. But I just wanted to talk about the shotguns real quick. I'm actually really excited that they've made this change, just because before the shotguns were usable, but you had to use them without this extended mag buff all the way up, and it was so hard. And now basically on all the guns except for the striker and the AA-12, they come starting with that buff. So it makes the shotguns usable. You don't have to, you still want to level them up to get the damage or range proficiency because those are so strong, but you don't have, they're usable while you're trying to level up. But I honestly think they need to buff the striker, not the striker, I'm sorry. They don't need to buff the striker. I think the striker's balanced right now, actually. Before it was overpowered because of that extended mags bug where it gets that 50% more pellets, but now I think it's going to be a lot more balanced than it was, and a lot less people will complain about the striker. But when it comes to the Spaz and the KS312, basically the pump action shotguns in this game, there's such a long time, it takes such a long time to pump those guns so you can get to your second shot that it makes it really hard to use these guns the way they are right now. Especially if you have any sort of lag issue, a lot of times, even if you're point blank and you shoot at people, you're just not going to get that kill right off the bat. And unless you're behind them, almost anyone's going to be able to gun you down before you can get off your second shot, even if you're drop shotting or jumping around or doing all this kind of stuff. So I'd really like to see, not quite what the Spaz was in Modern Warfare 2, but a lot closer to that, where it was actually a viable primary. Where even in Modern Warfare 2 it wasn't a primary, it was a secondary. And the way it is right now, even if you could run shotguns as a secondary, I don't think I would. The MP9 is like an assault rifle, and the FMG9s are much better than a shotgun in a general basis point blank. If I was going to run into someone point blank, I would pick an FMG9 over a shotgun almost any time, sadly. So that really just leaves the AA-12. The AA-12 is something that I think they need to change, but very carefully. Because of that full auto, if they were to make it or give it too much range, it's going to become too powerful of a weapon. But right now, it just feels like, even if you're in close quarters, sometimes the AA-12 just won't reach your enemy. It obviously does enough damage just firing that full auto shotgun. It's going to basically kill anyone you get into range with, but it doesn't really have enough range to make it useful. So I'd like to see maybe a damage reduction on the AA-12 and an increase in the range it can do. But because that AA-12 is full auto, it's definitely going to be one of the hardest shotguns to balance. But this basically wraps up the clip and covers everything I didn't see in other videos of the update. If you like this video, please subscribe, please like it. If you have any questions about any of this, please leave a question down in the comments. I'll get back to you. This has been Rage Jest. Y'all have a good day.